Listen, the last 24 hours in the gaming space has been absolute cinema to watch. During our show yesterday, Highguard was released. Now, a
An
quick
hour
background.
late.
What's that?
An hour late.
Yes. What was it, an hour late?
Well, it kept telling me that it was going to release within the hour, and that was noon Eastern, and it didn't until about 1:30 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, so we know the background. We got a lot to say about Highguard here.
Oh, yeah.
Lots to say about this game. We know the background. It was the final game announced at the Game Awards this year. Jeff Keighley has been hyping it up like crazy. He says he wasn't paid to promote it. I personally feel that he has some sort of deal with the devs on the back end of things. It's supposedly some nice handshake, haha, we're best buddies type thing. But so no, I didn't get any money for this. And once again, if I said this yesterday, if I'm a developer who did pay to get promotion on the Game Awards, I'd be pissed at Jeff Keighley for him handing over that coveted spot at the end of the show. That's just me personally, but whatever. So the game is released yesterday, and literally during our show, I think we saw the all-time peak of Highguard. And I foolishly said on the show, oh, I think it'll hit 150,000 players because it'll peak at night. It'll peak in the evening. People will get home. They'll start playing it. And I have never seen what happened with Highguard happen in such a short amount of time, where during our show, there was like 92,000, 97,000 people that were playing it. And I was like, it'll definitely continue. And it did the exact opposite of that, where it just cradled, as you see over here, Blabs. Blabs' post yesterday started at 93,000.
Actually, no, this was this morning. I checked it.
Well, even right now, it has 16,000, almost 17,000
That's
people
so
on
bad.
it. Yes, this is a free-to-play game that was released, and all three of us spent time playing this game yesterday. Leaf, how long did you play Highguard yesterday?
I played, I believe, 2 games and the tutorial. And you have to understand, I'm a PvP gamer. That's my thing. I play PvP games. Yeah.
So real quick, I said cradled. I meant cratered. I'm good at talking and stuff. Yeah,
They cradled.
I cradled it to its death.
Concord 2.0.
Listen, yes, this game has cratered in players and viewership. The appetite for Highguard is non-existent. So you played 2 games of this leaflet. Blabs, you played yesterday. I played for 90 minutes last night with Melee Games, the greatness that is. We played last night. And I'll tell you, we'll get to our thoughts here in a second, because I think we all feel we feel like everybody else does. But the traditional games journalist feels the exact opposite here. As Smash has pointed out here, this is from PC Gamer. It said, Highguard is fine when you don't have the internet in your ear telling you it's nasty. It's well made, but I don't see Highguard becoming a habit. So there's that right here. We saw Polygon retweeted by Jeff Keighley with crazy eyes saying, Highguard isn't DOA. In fact, after 4 hours, I'm convinced it's one of the best shooters of the year. Huh. Amazing.
So in years, that's even bigger accolades.
Yeah, this is a big deal. Really big deal. So much so that when people got their hands on it, they were very anxious. There was a lot of talk about this game. So Jeff Keighley, one of the biggest promoters of this game, wanted to know. I mean, yes, for sure. He simply put out on X thoughts on Highguard so far.
I love this thread.
5 million views. Asmongold, bro. Bro. Savvy curious if he just invested in the studio. Were you paid in any way? Not just monetary. I mean, like, these are legitimate questions. Blabs, did you get
That's
promoted?
illegal, by the way.
What's that?
It's illegal to not disclose you took money for promoting a game.
Well, you can take money as you have to disclose it. Yes, 100%. And he said, the verbiage that he used was very slippery. The idea of I did not take money to promote it at the Game Awards, right? But he never said he doesn't have
Afterwards.
some sort of vested interest or does something on the back end or something along those lines. It's crazy. But this entire thread is people just being like, I don't care if you're on the right, left, culture war, non-culture war, whatever. everybody agrees this game is dog poo-poo, right? Nobody.
Liar!
This is great. The high test, the Highguard devs right
terrible.
now. Just drinking some Clorox. It's pretty bad here. So I played this game last night, 90 minutes with Melee Games, and I'm going to be honest. It was. Well, I put this out on X last night, and I said, This is the game that he's been promoting. Why I don't want to see myself here.
What is that? There we go.
It says, I just played 90 minutes of Highguard, and I'm coming off emotion when I tweet this out, but this is how I feel. I'm convinced, like absolutely more convinced, that the only reason Jeff is promoting the game is because he's getting a percentage of the revenue. And people are like, well, it's a free-to-play game. I was like, so is Apex, and it made $17 billion last year. Like, free-to-play games, that's the model. That's the monetization model. You get players in, and then you charge them for packs. That's how this works.
If you looked at their store is fully decked out. Like, you can buy so much shit in that store. Like, they are ready to roll.
Yeah. I said, it's the most bland, generic game with a gun I've ever played, and will be dead in a week. And
curious to see how it'll be on the weekend.
Oh,
if anyone even goes and plays on a weekend, because we're only Tuesday.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about the tutorial? That was the weird one to me, because it was like a forced tutorial, but it didn't really tell you anything.
Okay. I have a lot to say about that. So I played the tutorial. And the two people I was with did not play the tutorial, and we could not do a lobby or anything until they played the tutorial, which I think is so stupid. It's hand-holding, and again, the tutorial, like you just said, Leaflet, it doesn't actually explain fuck all to you. So when we got into the game, we were like, wait a minute, what are we supposed to be doing here? It was terrible. Like, it was very easy, the tutorial. Easy to follow, pretty simple, very much like Apex Legends meets other FPS games or whatever combined. Easy peasy. You get into the game, and I'm like, what the fuck do I do?
Yeah, it's like click left click to shoot, right click to ADS. It was like all that stuff. Forced to do it.
Oh, the mining was so bad too. I'm like, why the fuck do I want to mine? Like, this isn't Minecraft. Why am I mining? And it was just the most retarded way to mine too. It's like press B, hold. Ugh.
It really feels like some sort of design by committee game, or it just doesn't really have a cohesive
no objectives.
Direction. Basically, is what it feels like to me.
No. Like, and the thing is, I feel like this game could have had potential. Because it could have, but it just completely gone in the whole wrong direction. And I was one of the people who was like, you know what? I'm going to try this. I'm actually kind of excited to try it. And it was shit. Like, you would expect it to be somewhat good because Apex Legends guys worked on it, right? But even the similar mechanisms that were in Apex aren't even in this game well. So, for example, you can climb in Apex, right? For a couple of, like, feet or whatever. In this game, it's so slow. It's awful. It's like reversed and progressive for gameplay. It's like, oh god, it was so frustrating. Not to mention it was fucking up my OBS. It kept crashing my live streams almost. Like, oh, it was all shit.
Okay, so can I tell you
me too.
Can I tell you the odyssey that it took for me to actually? Play this
I'm
game
curious.
yesterday?
What the hell happened with you?
Okay, so at the end of the show yesterday, I'm like, Kay, do you need some? Would you like to play tonight? And it's like, yeah, okay, we're gonna play. So I then go download this game for Steam on my PC. Upon trying to start said game, I'm getting an error message that will not let me play. And I'm doing all sorts. I spent like an hour trying to figure out how to correct this error message here. The error message read, and it has to do with my PC. It said, error, secure boot disabled. Please enable and restart the game. So I'm going through my PC trying to figure out how to
BIOS or some shit.
Yeah, I had to go into like. It was silly, right? Regardless, and then I'm talking to Kay, and she's like, "Look, it's met like I can't even get this thing working. It has all sorts of issues with OBS." So I was like, "Listen, I said that I'm gonna play Highguard with Melee Games. I'm gonna play Highguard with Melee Games." Blabs.
Oh, bye. We'll never know. Did you buy a new PC?
I went out and bought a PlayStation 5 so I can go play Highguard.
That's hilarious.
I got in my car, I drove on the ice, risked my life to go play Highguard with Melee Games.
Sony pony. Oh, bye, Leaflet.
She'll come back. She'll come back. So yes, I went out and bought a PlayStation 5 so I could play with them. And then as soon as I was done, Blabs, guess what I did?
You return it?
I factory reset this PlayStation 5,
and
I'll be returning it later today.
Oh my God. Where did you go to buy it? Did you go like Best Buy, did you say?
Went to Target.
Oh, Target. Okay.
Yeah,
That is hilarious.
And I will be returning it right there. So I literally risked my life to play Highguard with them yesterday. And it was the worst. It was the worst. I hated everything about it. You know who put this really, really well? Oh no, it's Alex over on X. He said, this is like the worst aspects of every FPS game over the last 15 years all rolled into one.
Yep.
Pretty good.
Agreed. No,
Pretty
like
good.
even the music is okay. It's not great. It's not terrible. It's just there. The colors, you would think they'd be improved from Apex Legends and other games, and it's not. It's like dull almost. The map's way too big, and it's supposed to be 3 players per team, so it's 6 people in a map, and it's massive. Why the fuck is it so huge? There's only 6 of you in the entire game. I could go on, but honestly, it's disappointing. And I was like, hey, man, this could be cool. Like, I'm not a hater. I'm not a hater when it comes to these stuff. Like, I'll try it out. But also, did you guys notice one of the characters named Una is supposedly a female but has a male body? Did you notice that?
I thought she was just a buff woman.
Yeah, no, so here's the thing. I didn't read the description. I didn't realize it was a she. Like, they literally call her she, right? Like, she does this. I thought it was a dude. And then when you go and click on the character, there's 3 skins, right? The first one's unlocked, but the third one has boob plate armor. And I'm like, why the fuck does this dude have boob plate armor? And it's because it's a she, but it's a dude's body. Huge buff guy, buff legs, and I'm just having a meltdown on stream last night. I was like, why the fuck is this a she? This is clearly a dude. I thought it was a dude until you see she, that, that's the pronouns. There is no actual pronouns, right? There's not like hyphens or backspaces. It's just she is like, does this and all that, but she talks like a female. But yeah, Una is a girl, guys. What the fuck?
All right. I didn't pay that much. And that's the other thing is like the characters are pretty forgettable. There's not a whole lot
they're
of,
not original.
Yeah.
They basically like rip-offs from Apex Legends and apparently even Overwatch, which I've never played, so I can't comment. But like that's what I'm hearing. The guys were saying there was like Overwatch skins. One of the characters reminded me of like Bangalore from Apex. It was just yeah.
They're also hard to understand. Like the support character like uses like evil dark magic, which is like it's hard to understand it. Like the whole game is confusing.
There you go. Look at that. That's supposed to be Una. Now that's the boob armor skin.
Well, Una does have some very broad shoulders for a lady.
Exactly, and you should see the legs. Like holy shit.
Well, she's just a buff lady. I don't know. For
Dude,
me,
that is so buff.
Yeah, this is pretty buff. Yeah. Yes, it was when people talk about like games being slop. And I hate that there are people who spent years of their life on this, but the reality is that it's just not good. It's just not fun. That's just it. And we saw immediately the Steam reviews of this just tank, right? And there was an initial reaction. Oh yeah?
I put a negative Steam review.
Well, look, Paul Tossi, everyone's favorite video game journalist from Forbes, said, hey man, Steam should probably just lock reviews. So you have to post them, say, longer than 10 minutes after launch. Not to say it's going to be some huge positive swing, but come on right here. To which friend of the show, Mark the Cyborg, says, or they can just post the reviewer's playtime so the reader has the necessary context. Oh, wait, they do.
Yep.
That's right.
It doesn't really matter if the game gets review bombed, but the game's actually good. Word of mouth wins out in the end, and everyone will play it.
I think Legendary Drops said this exactly what needed to be said here. He said, game developers, please, for F's sake, learn from this. This isn't a hate campaign. It's not a culture war. It's just not a good game. It wants to do so many things and ends up doing nothing here. And I think he nails this here. This has nothing to do with culture. It's not because people just want to hate it. It's the game's just not good. And that's the cold, hard facts when it comes to Highguard. And were they put on a pedestal? Yes, they were. Did they fall off? Miserably. And that's just the truth of the matter when it comes to it. So
I have a challenge for you. Because we couldn't even answer this last night. I was game with the guys and I asked, can you name 3 good things that came out of this video game? Like 3 positive things. Just, can you try that? And the only answer we could come up with is that it turned on. The game booted up and loaded. Like, way to go.
It did, it did load, yes.
One thing though, like as a game developer, that very last line I think really stood out to me in that post was that it tries to do everything and does nothing.
Yeah.
Like it's actually so perfect because I feel the exact same way. I said the same thing when I played too. Is that it doesn't know what it is. The game. It's like has no identity. It's like trying to do so much stuff that its gameplay isn't really cohesive. It doesn't make sense.
Well,
yeah, there's no clear objectives in the first part. It's just terrible. But I have a question for you guys. When you were playing, did you guys experience the glitch where you couldn't ready up unless you swap modes and then went back to the 3v3 mode?
No, we got into our games pretty consistently. I know there were some issues with that as far as loading up and getting in and getting booted.
That was
and stuff.
kept happening to me.
Yeah,
I was the host, right? So I was trying to do 3v3 ready up go, and it was completely grayed out. So I'd have to like change the mode, go back in, change the mode again to 3v3, and then it would let me ready up. It kept happening every single time. So it's like these little things like that where it's like, this should not happen. This should be something not on launch.
Well, yes, you're right. That shouldn't be happening. But I understand the idea of servers being overwhelmed initially.
Well, yeah.
They're certainly not anymore.
No.
But what's interesting, though, is the amount of cope and coverage that is being thrown out there by the traditional mainstream media. And for this, we go to the former, this is the site that was run by former Kotaku folks. Remember Aftermath? Like, nobody knows this website. It's just like a generic video game website run by former Kotaku people. Aftermath.site says Highguard is yet another symptom and victim of a rapidly decaying internet here. Now, this is amazing here. They went in here, and what you need to know about this is, here we go. In an online ecosystem ruled by cynics, clip farmers, and rage baiters, and built by those who seek to profit off them, Highguard never stood a chance of having a normal launch here. Now, it's important that you pay attention to the time of this, right? This was around 7 o'clock yesterday evening, and they actually go in and they talk about the process of this. They actually go into the idea of Jeff Keighley promoting this. We've known Jeff for a long time. He said, let me do something, right? Blah, blah, blah. So they rushed together a trailer, put it out there. And then guess what? The game is released. They're looking to do a shadow drop a la Apex Legends, but that obviously the game got out because of the Game Awards. And then here it is right here. Highguard got hit even harder than they otherwise might have due to the fact that at least in games, December continues the dead of winter, and there wasn't really a next thing for cynical, opportunistic content creators to monkey bar over to. So one video became 2, then 3, then 4, and look who they have here, right here. Lent itself perfectly to slop tubers' regular stream of videos approach here. They have our friend Vera Dark.
Shout out Vera.
Good to see you, Vera. Let's go. What's interesting about this idea that the idea of calling Vera a slop tuber or anybody who talks about this stuff is you could take that exact same phrase of slop tuber and put slop in front of news reporter or whatever you want, because the idea that all Vera's doing is giving her opinion on these things and a regular stream of videos approach. Well, you mean like a regular story approach that you have to produce for your website, like Aftermath over here? And they obviously draw comparisons to Concord here. This is some of these phrases here are great. But right-wing slop tubers have repeatedly harnessed this energy to feed their endless culture wars, claiming that diversity is the reason these games fail. More than that, they want them to fail. They approach Blabs. Did you want this game to fail? I believe that was the exact opposite.
No, I was one of the few people who was like, "Hey, I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna be unbiased going in there. Let's give it a go."
That's right. All this fits the narrative that even with hundreds of thousands or millions of followers, they are the brave little guy speaking truth to power amid an industry of shill-happy journalists and agenda-pushing developers. Well, what's amazing about this is that this article here does nothing to combat the idea that they are not an industry shill happy journalist here. This article speaks exactly what everybody thinks. It is they are truly shilling for this game and the industry here.
Let me ask the obvious question here.
Yes.
Do any of your friends actually read games journalists for any sort of
No.
opinion on a game? Everyone I know watches videos when it comes to it. They want to see a content creator reaction. They want to know what they have to say. The only time anyone reads gaming journalist articles is when they want to be mad. Basically, that's it. When they want to read it just to be like, these freaking game journalists, they're so full of shit. That's like the only reason anyone reads them. Nobody reads it for a real opinion.
You're 100% right. You're 100% right. And here's the reality about Nathan Grayson, who is the co-owner of Aftermath, who wrote this article, right? This is the guy. Here's the reality, is that if Nathan Grayson was truly talented, he would have a YouTube channel to talk about these things because he knows his business, the business of written word, is gone. And the only reason we look at aftermath.site is because we laugh at the idiocy of the things that are thrown out there, because they know that if they had a YouTube channel, him knew that they had that they created a YouTube channel, he would be out of business immediately because nobody would watch his trash. And if I've ever seen a disconnect, like we talk about the disconnect between the people who write about games and the people who play games, it's referenced in this, the idea of the normal gamer, the normal man in here. It's referenced in this article. This is a great example of they have friends, they have an opinion, they try to funnel it into this article. And once again, going back to the time of this release, this was at 7 o'clock tonight. This is at 7 o'clock, remembering that this is the exact time when this game started to crater yesterday as far as the player base on it. Yesterday at 7 o'clock, right here. So it peaked at 97,000 at, what's that? That's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, my time. So at 7 o'clock by this evening, right there, it was still at 37,000. It had cratered when it should have done the exact opposite. So yes, Nathan, an Aftermath site, we do have issues, and it's not that we wanted the game to fail. It's that we played the game. We gave it a chance. And why do I need to invest more than 90 minutes and $500 on a PlayStation 5 to tell you the game sucks? Sorry, that's the truth.
If the game was good, everyone would be playing it right now.
Yep.
That's just a fact. Everyone would be like, wow, this game's really good. Do you want to play it? People would get addicted. They'd play it one time, get addicted. You'd have people playing all the way into the night.
Yes. Yep. It would have done the exact opposite. I've never seen a game release and have such bad word of mouth that the people who played it ultimately saw the game collapse in real time over the span of like 5 or 6 hours. Like, people legitimately gave it a shot. There's a viral clip of I think it was Tim the Tatman playing with a random. Did you see this clip of?
Didn't he get bullied or something like that?
Well, Tim the Tatman and I think Ninja were playing this with a rando on a game right here. This is this is it. This is the post right here where this guy, he's just a random guy that they're playing with, and listen to his response here. This is one game in. It's a little low.
Hey guys, I'm sorry. This game is very, very boring.
The guy goes, "I'm sorry, this game is very, very boring." Right? Yep. They're one game in, and it's like, you know.
I even have some interesting statistics here for you guys. So, okay, you guys remember Expedition 33, the biggest game of 2025? It launched April 2025. Right now on Steam, there are 15,000 people playing it still, almost a year after launch. Right now on Steam, Highguard has 17,000 people playing it. So it's shit. If people like the game, they'll continue and keep playing it. That's the point. No one's going to play this.
Well, the game is playable, to be honest. Like, the game is playable, but the field, there's so many good games right now. Marvel Rivals, you've got Arc Raiders. There's so many good games that it's like, why would I? A lot of people are like, well, you know, am I having more fun playing this, or am I having more fun playing Arc Raiders? So then they go back to Arc Raiders. That's basically what's happening.
And that's what it comes down to. Is the game good enough to pull you from what you're already playing?
Yes.
And the reality is, it's not.
Craig, guess how many people are playing Apex Legends on Steam right now?
50,000.
76,000.
Wow.
That game came out on Steam in 2020.
There you go. Right. That's all you need to know. And look, I know that they're an indie studio, a well-funded indie studio, and it's their first foray. Game's dead. Like, there's nothing they can do to win back the audience. I mean, the game's already free, right? Let's just say hypothetically, of the 17,000 players that they have playing it right now, let's just say they have a 10% buy rate, where 10% of their players are buying the stuff. They sell 1,700 things at $10 a pop. Let's just be generous here. They're making what, $17,000? You know, like, that's not enough to keep a studio like that afloat. You know, it doesn't make sense. And I honestly, man, the reality is it's just not good. So you can say, hey, they don't want it to fail. No. We want all games to be successful, except for the ones that push trash. This game did not push trash. It just was not good. It didn't push any buttons to keep people playing. That's the issue with it. So
yeah, you'll notice that the criticism, there's besides the Una chick being totally like disproportionate, I didn't see any DEI really in that game. I didn't.
Yeah.
And you don't even see any criticism about that, because that's not what people are criticizing. They're actually criticizing the gameplay itself.
yes.
But the journalists don't understand that.
No. They are so blinded by their ideology, by their narrative,
Yep.
that they can't get out of the way of it.
Nope.
100%.
If they have the technical skill for it, they should double the lobby size, because it would make it a lot more distinct as a game, and it would fit the kind of war siege feeling to it.
Yeah.
Add a little bit more like very clear POI for people to fight over, that you can't fight over, like, that you have to split your force to like fight over like multiples of them. And I think that'd be way more interesting than how it is right now. It just doesn't make sense. Like, it's a big, the game's theme is it's a big like battlefield, like war thing, where you're getting siege engines and you're like trying to crack the opponent's base, but then it's like 3v3, so it just feels empty. It's so weird. I just don't understand. Like it'd be like, imagine if you played Battlefield but it had like 3 people on it.
Yeah.
Like, it makes no sense.
The idea that you have, like, you're protecting your fort or whatever it's called, right? You can pick your fort that you're going to protect, blah, 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 right? Awesome. But there's more doors than there are people. There's more rooms than there are people. There's almost more bombs than there are people, right? So yes, I think and maybe that's the biggest issue with the game, is that it is only 3v3, right? If you were to reduce the size of everything 50%, or expand the size of the teams by 300%, make it 99 or 12v12, that makes sense. Then the game, I think, has some more legs. But it does not. It does not.
I wonder if it's possible. I wonder if it has the technical capability of actually scaling. It's hard to say.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm curious. By the way, Highguard on IGN. Curious what your thoughts are. What do you think IGN gave Highguard?
8?
A 7? Don't they love 7?
7 is kind of the thing. I'm looking on their review style on their thing right now.
Did they even review it, or are they just selectively not doing it yet?
Yeah, it's just like what it is so far. Okay, they haven't given it a score. So, okay.
That's wild. They're probably like, oh, we don't want to piss off Jeff. Yeah, IGN rating, NR, rate game, not available, 8 ratings, 3.4.
Yeah.
That's so funny. They don't want to do it yet.
Yep.
They don't want to piss off Daddy Jeff.
But once again, like, what do you really need to know? If you play the game for 90 minutes, you know pretty much everything you need to know about the game. It's the same thing over and over again. I don't need to play the game for 10 hours to know that it's boring. Sorry. That's just the reality of it.
Also, like, it just felt weird to play. Like, you'd be defending the siege, and all of a sudden it's like they disable respawns, and I just don't it wasn't really clear to me like what was happening. It was like all of a sudden, like we'd win a fight, and then the enemy team would respawn really fast, and then we would lose a fight, and then it was over basically. And now you're getting siege. It's like, what the? I mean, like, it didn't make any sense.
Yeah. And I think that was also the branding of it. I specifically heard them say, this is a new game mode type. And it's like, well, I'm sure somebody's thought of this game mode before, but they realized it wasn't good. So they didn't make an entire game around it. You know, whatever.
News not always good.
Do you have common sense? You do? Oh, good. Well, you should probably watch this video here then.